This video is brought to you by...
I'm switching lanes so much, man, they can never get behind me, man. Yeah, I'm taking it all away, man. I ain't playing with it, man. One thing is the key, man, is consistency, man. It don't matter, man, how good the product is, man. If you ain't out there, man, to get rid of it, man, the supply to demand, man, you going down, man. You in it for nothing, man. Get with me, man. I'm starting a whole league, man. Get with me, man. Get with the winning team, man. Cool green clothing. We going all the way, and we coming straight out of Baltimore.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2Times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. If you're new to the fam, welcome. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future uploads. Let's get right into the story. Sometimes life can throw us a curveball. You can be on the right track, doing the right things, staying out the way, and something can still go wrong. In most situations, it could be something small you can shake back from. But sometimes things get crazy to the point a regular citizen gets caught up in an incident that has nothing to do with them. For instance, just to paint a picture, you are an everyday working person, going to your job, minding your business. A murder happens right by your job, right in front of you. You are the only witness. Now police are telling you you have to testify. Even though you can say you didn't see anything and you don't have to do nothing, how many people that never step foot in the streets know that rule? Most hardworking people trust the police, not knowing they will use you up to solve a case and feed you to the wolves. Now you have real killers out to eliminate you, because guess what? Now you are a witness. Crazy, right? Well, on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing the case all the way back from the 1980s of a man that went missing, that was due to testify and was never seen again. In 1983, Oliver Munson was a 39-year-old man that made a living teaching kids industrial arts at Ellicott City Middle School, in which he was a popular teacher who took his students bowling, to play softball, or other events at the school. Oliver had made a decent living for himself, living in Catonsville, Maryland, on a quiet block, and was known to get along with his neighbors. When he wasn't working, it was said he dated occasionally, but mostly he loved working on cars and fixing them up. He kept a few different project cars in his yard. He would often visit his mother and brothers on the Eastern Shore. In January 1983, Oliver was in search of his dream car, a blue 1973 Datsun 240Z. Oliver will find a man selling the exact car. The man, who we will call Dennis, had a garage where he stored and sold vehicles or worked on them. Excited he found the car, Oliver wasted no time purchasing the vehicle from Dennis. Happy with his purchase, Oliver took the car home to immediately start working on it. But little did he know, things would take a turn for the worse. Baltimore City Police was investigating Dennis's shop and thought it was an illegal chop shop, taking stolen cars, flipping the titles, parts, and VIN numbers to sell them. On March 16, 1983, BPD was ready to move in on Dennis and his crew and raided his garage. They allegedly found dismantled cars, illegal titles, and stolen tags. They also confiscated records where they ran across the sale of a car to a man named Oliver Munson. BPD wasn't sure if he was a victim or a part of the chop shop ring, so they went searching for answers. Police would go by Oliver's home, see the car parked outside that he bought from Dennis, but the man wasn't home at the time. BPD had the car towed, and later they would get in contact with Oliver and explain to him about Dennis and the chop shop. Confused and embarrassed, never been in any trouble, Oliver was upset he even got caught in something like that. He stated he had no idea anything illegal was going on, in which a detective told him he could make it all right by testifying at trial. Uneasy about the whole situation, Oliver hesitated, but he also didn't want any trouble, so the man agreed to testify. Almost a year would go by, and the trial was set for February 16, 1984. Just 3 days before the date, on February 13th, Oliver was seen by a neighbor pulling out of his driveway of his home in the 600 block of Orpington Road. He had on a hat he wore all the time, and he had his lunch bag and school notebook in the front seat of the car. The school was about 10 miles from his home, and the time was about 7:50 a.m. As the day went by, co-workers, students, and Oliver's family were alarmed since he did not arrive for work. And out of the 15 years at the school, he only called out sick 4 times. The next day, Oliver's family reported him missing to Baltimore County Police. 2 days later, on February 16th, police found Oliver's car about 2 blocks from his home on Brayside Road with a flat tire, radio missing, and his lunch and school notebook still on the front seat. Police started to feel like the disappearance had something to do with the trial, but had no evidence at the time. Then about a few weeks later, on February 27th, police were searching for a car that was reported stolen the same day Oliver went missing. The vehicle was found parked at the edge of Leaky Park in West Baltimore. Inside, police found the hat that looked like the one Oliver wore. But that was it. They released the vehicle back to its owner, a man named Hilton. When he got the car back, Hilton decided to clean it out himself. The man found several receipts from a video store with Oliver's name on it. Police returned to Hilton's home to re-examine the car. Inside, detectives found blood, shell casings, and other items. Police started to suspect it was all related to the trial of Dennis, and Oliver agreeing to testify. But with no body or murder weapon, they were stuck. Further investigation into Dennis was revealed 10 years earlier on November 20th, 1973. A 29-year-old man named Clinton Green was found burnt to death in a vehicle. The car was allegedly registered to Dennis, and just like Oliver, Clinton had been asked to testify against Dennis in an armed robbery case the next day. Dennis was indicted for Clinton's murder, but then another witness would pass away from a drug overdose. Without witnesses, the case was dropped. But the question now was, where was Oliver? His brother, who reported him missing, rode by his home first, looked in, and did not see anything suspicious. Detectives assumed Oliver's car tire was flattened on purpose, but just enough so he could make it away from his home, where some men in Hilton's stolen car were waiting, and lured the man in by asking if he needed a ride to work. Once in the car, they alleged the men shot Oliver and dumped him in the stolen car in the park. But there wasn't any evidence to prove that. Dennis' case would go to trial without Oliver as a witness. He was found guilty in the car theft ring and sentenced to 10 years in prison. After serving half his time, he was paroled in 1989, but was never linked to Oliver's disappearance and stated he knew nothing about it. Oliver's mother and family spent years searching for answers. Once the case went cold, even premiering an episode on a TV show about his disappearance, but nothing ever came up. In 1985, Oliver Munson was legally declared deceased and a victim of a homicide. In 1990, unfortunately, Oliver's mother passed away without ever knowing what happened to her son. Some say Oliver left to start a new life, but close family and friends say that couldn't be the case. He loved his job and life too much. If he was to be alive, he would be 77 years old today. Rest in peace to Oliver. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to his surviving family. It's sad they never got closure. To this day, the case is unsolved. This is a situation where someone who had nothing to do with nothing got caught up in a messed up scenario. A school teacher with a passion for cars, but unfortunately, that passion could have possibly cost him his life. Man, this is a crazy story, man. At the end of the day, this happened way back, in the 80s. Like before I was born in 87. So this happened in 84. And it's crazy because like I said, he was just a school teacher, a regular man out here. He wasn't in the streets. I don't even think he had no record. He was just out here doing him. He was a bachelor. He wasn't married. I ain't hear nothing about no kids. So he was just living his life. And his passion was cars. So he bought the car, and allegedly the car was hot and the police got on his trail. But the messed up thing about that, I feel like, if y'all know this man just bought a car and he was a victim himself, why make him testify? That's the thing about that. Then when you set to testify, of course, what people don't know, the people who you got to testify against, they lawyers can get something called a motion of discovery to see who gonna be testifying against them in court. So you thinking that, oh, don't nobody know, ain't nobody gonna know nothing. The whole time, people already know you about to take the stand. And that could get you knocked off. At the end of the day, don't nobody want to go to jail. So they trying to eliminate witnesses. And I'm not saying it's the case. Like I said, this case unsolved. Don't nobody know what happened, man. But y'all definitely let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments below, man. Rest in peace to that man, Oliver, man. I send my condolences to his family. It's sad they never got closure for this case. But this your boy Tony 2 times. This another episode of the Baltimore Way. I'm out, fam. It's all love.